I'm surprised this didn't happen earlier. Let's begin. The article says that a court decision to prevent Suella Braverman's controversial Rwanda deportation scheme is being used to peddle false ads on TikTok. Cruel people smugglers wrongly claim that those who choose to pay up and take the perilous risk of crossing the channel will not be deported from the UK. Although thinking about it, that often seems to be the case, doesn't it? But anyway, this, they say, is because of the Court of Appeal cancelled the costly scheme last week. This, in fact, itself is reportedly being used across TikTok adverts to get more people to consider the life-threatening journey. One account used images from a news broadcast about the Rwanda scheme's cancellation, telling potential migrants in Albania there is no return for Albanians who go to England by boat. Contact me if you want to go as well. But then an undercover reporter contacted the gang behind the TikTok account, entitled Albanian in England, which linked half a dozen adverts offering channel crossings for £3,500 per person, reported the Telegraph. And in response to their inquiries, the trafficker said, "They are not returning people. There is not any law to return you. Only if you have been before in England and have been deported." Asked when the next crossing could be made, the gang member replied, "Every day." But when the undercover reporter asked about Rwanda, they said it was a proposal from the Prime Minister, but the court ruled against that and criticised them for their behaviour towards Albanian asylum seekers. Of course, it was just a matter of time before this sort of thing happened, and let's face it, the judges who decided to take a massive poo from a great height onto the Rwanda policy kind of gave them all the videos they needed for their TikTok adverts, didn't they? Because let's face it, they kind of said it's against their human rights, it's against this, against that, or whatever else they said, but they were very clear that it should not go ahead. Which, to be honest, must have been music to people traffickers' ears, mustn't it? Especially at £3,500 a head. Who knows how many people have tried to cram on the boats and send across the water to us. But at the end of the day, thinking about it, if these people actually did want to come to England, presumably they could save themselves about £3,500 and actually go through our points-based system and enter the country legally, which is how people should be doing things, isn't it? Rather than risking their lives and also losing quite a bit of money in the process. But no doubt, of course, there will be people out there who, let's face it, often seem to have slippery fingers on their iPhones, which somehow strangely get dropped in the sea on the way across, who might also have criminal records and therefore might not just want to take that route. And it is those people who, let's face it, shouldn't be in the country anyway, because why should we put our citizens at potential risk of an asylum seeker who may have a criminal record, but for whatever reason we can't find his details, when at the end of the day they should have entered the country legally. So therefore I think Rishi, whoever the Prime Minister is in 2024, because let's face it, it's going to take until then before something happens now, isn't it? Really needs to grasp a giant set of kahunas and carry out a Tony Abbott Australian-style no boats policy, where they basically say anyone who comes over here from this route will not be allowed to stay, and then watch how quickly those numbers will dwindle. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, whoever is saying they're trying to come over here because they're fleeing from war or whatever reason like that, I'm pretty sure the majority of them will be safe in the safe country of France, wouldn't they? And therefore clearly have no reason to cross the channel in the first place. Which, thinking about it, if they are fleeing from war, then why are they leaving their families behind? And not only that, most of them are in fighting age, aren't they? So shouldn't they be trying to defend their country from whoever is attacking it? Rather than leaving their presumably poor loved ones to try and cope with whatever is going on there. If anything indeed is, which to be honest, probably isn't the case. Well, in my opinion anyway. But then again, of course, I could be wrong. I mean, that has happened before. But to be honest, that was actually when I thought I was wrong. So, don't know if that counts or not. Anyway, to be kept up to date, make sure you click that subscribe button down there so you don't miss my next video. I'll see you in the next one.